My name is Rick Dieker. I'm the recently retired manager of Yakima Tieton Irrigation District. I went to Oregon State University, graduating in 1979. Then I got a job with Yakima Tieton Irrigation Districts, starting as an engineering technician. Then I moved up to the assistant manager position. In 1998, I became the general manager, and I was in that position until I retired in 2024. Early in my career, I got involved with the water rights issues and all the conflict in the Yakima Basin. In 1977, an adjudication, which was filed by the state government, by the state of Washington, to try to resolve the water right priorities of the Yakima Basin. And that went on for many, many years, and there was a lot of adversarial positions, conflict between the various water right holders, the irrigation districts, the fishery agencies, especially the Yakima Nation, because of everybody had a different priority for the use of water. And there was many times we had meetings with other stakeholders in the basin, but you couldn't attend those meetings without an attorney present. And you weren't allowed to speak your mind or share your insight about your experience because you had to protect your interests. Well, then the adjudication started winding down in about 2005, 2006, in that area. The water rights were quantified, so some of the stakeholders came together, specifically Ron Van Gundy, the former manager of the Rosa Irrigation District, and Phil Rigdon, who worked for the Yakima Nation. They came together and drew other people to the integrated plan process and decided to sit down in a forum where we could listen to each other's needs and try to come to a unified solution to all the issues in the basin and try to solve it where we weren't at conflict, where we could all work together. And that's kind of how the integrated plan started. And it was very difficult at first because people just didn't trust each other. They didn't know how to listen to other folks. And we started developing those relationships and the trust, and things started moving forward in a positive direction. In my career at Yakima Tieton, I worked on a number of projects. The one that comes to mind first is when the district converted from its open canal system. We delivered water about 28,000 acres. It was built between 1906 and 1910, and we converted that open infrastructure, the original construction, into a pressurized delivery system. Several hundred miles of pipeline and turnouts we put in the ground in the early 80s or the mid to late 80s. Another thing I worked on was what they call the Kawachi Creek Water Exchange. What we did was we relocated the diversion point for about 400 acres of land that was not part of the district but separate from the irrigation district, and we moved the water through our infrastructure, and we were able to put that water back in stream to help fishery benefits. We're standing on the bridge that goes over Kawachi Creek, the main stem Kawachi Creek here, and it increased in-stream flows by about 8 CFS starting in 2014, and I was instrumental in getting that put in place, convincing the board of directors to do that and the irrigation district. The way to have success in the integrated plan, the way to make sure that things move forward in a positive direction, first of all, you got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to take the time to listen to other people's perspective, even if you don't agree with them. You need to look at the history of the basin and research that, talk to people that have been around a while, learn about them and what they've done, and also remember that water is really life. Water is the essential thing that we all strive to work with. Without water, nothing happens here. This basin would be a desert. Nothing would happen. So remember that that's the key resource that we all have an interest in, and if we work together, if you work together, you'll get stuff accomplished. Working by yourself, you're just gonna it's not gonna happen.